Hi there. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here. And for those that don't know me, my name is Mina Watkins, and I'm actually at the library right now. So I wanted to show you real quick the view of this gorgeous place. And there's a fountain outside, and as you can see, this really tall glass wall here. So you can see a really nice view of the outside. And so please excuse the background noise. There's going to be kids running around having fun. That's what libraries are for, I guess. So anyways, let's begin. Well, I want to just, before we start, I don't know who's on here. Google Hangout is a whole different animal. I thought I was good at being able to host Google Hangouts. I've done about 50 of them already, but it's still an enigma for me to try to figure out who's on here. And so right now it just shows for me 0 viewers, but I know you're there. I know you guys are all there watching me and listening to me speak. So I want to just go ahead and start. And first of all, because I don't know who's on here, I'm just gonna guess that a lot of you are creative visionaries. First of all, people who are creative visionaries are those that are trailblazers, and they create positive changes, go against the status quo, and a lot of them are entrepreneurs, but not always. Creative visionaries can be individuals that can have jobs and careers and families, so just like the rest of us. So one of the things that I found in my observation, I love watching people. I love looking at human behavior. And in my observation, I've noticed that a lot of the creative visionaries and entrepreneurs tend to be overwhelmed and lack focus or have a clear plan. And they have great ideas, they have great concepts and innovative ways to create positive change in this world, but they just may not have reached that certain level that they're level of success that they're looking for either. Maybe they have reached, they're doing fine financially, and yet there's still something that's capping them from going to the next level, maybe earning 7 figures for them or something. And they're not getting paid for what they're worth. So, they could also be people who have multiple degrees, have acronyms behind their names, and always looking for the next thing, hoping to find the answer for them and hoping to find the solution and answer. I think that, whoever you are, and if you do follow, I don't know if you can relate to any of these scenarios, or, if you just have it all together, I'm hoping that, by the end of this talk, you will walk away with 3 strategies that you can apply immediately into your situation to alleviate frustration, anxiety for yourself, or any confusion that you may have on where you're heading with your goals and what you're setting out to do. So I want to start with, first of all, the planning. This is about getting results, get results, and find serenity through proper planning. And I'm not talking about business plans. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is really having a clear objective, specific objective, setting a date on it, and also having the milestones and action steps and knowing your resources and skills that's going to help you to achieve that objective. So, proper planning comes before a business plan. And, first I want to be clear about this because, again, the objective is what you set out to achieve, and then all the actions and milestones and everything that falls underneath that. So a business plan could include one of those milestones, could be one of those milestones, is what I'm saying. And you're going to learn today some concepts, and a small group of you are going to feel like you're going to want to take action. And for those of you that are interested at the end of this talk, I have a special offer, and it's actually my birthday today too, so this is a lot of fun for me. And I'm going to have a fabulous step-by-step system that's going to help you to achieve your goals and with the planning. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you is, I think, well, before I go into it, if I can just take a moment and share with you my background. For those of you that don't know me, before I was a coach and consultant, supporting others to be able to achieve what they want, I was actually one of those lost people. I was very confused and I was frustrated with my situation. I wasn't earning any more income. And what happened was I was in the mortgage and real estate industry for 9 years. And right around 2006, 2007, when that whole industry changed, I had to walk away from that industry, which meant that I had no more income. I had a house, I had payments, I had a mortgage, and I was engaged and I was getting married, and I got married. And right in the middle of all that, it really hit us and had a financial impact. So of course, naturally, I started losing my self-confidence and started to begin to, attach, emotions around my situation that just, didn't serve me. And it was just a real mess. And I became depressed, and I would sit in front of the TV and watch TV just to escape from all my problems. But I know that that wasn't the solution. And yet I didn't know how to get out of my situation. I was looking at different options of career paths, and none of them panned out. None of them looked like they were going to work out for me, or maybe I just, didn't really feel that that was the direction I wanted to take. And so I would stop, and I would get frustrated again, because again, I would end up at the end of the day with no job, no paycheck, and no sense of meaning or contribution. So it's just a terrible place to be. And this was going on for about a year and a half. And finally, a friend of mine had invited me to a seminar that the person that was speaking happened to be a coach. And she offered her services to the audience. And of course, I took the offer for that because my situation, again, was changing. And so I figured if, I was doing it on my own and I couldn't do it on my own, I figured, why not? Let's see if this woman can help me. And it ended up being the best decision in my life. Honestly, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't because of this personal growth and coaching process that I went through with her. We worked for 5 months together, and during that process, immediately I started noticing results in my life about feeling more optimistic, gaining my confidence back, clearing away my fears, not like worrying about making a mistake and making, bad choices and stuff, because that's what was really the bulk of it was for me, was feeling like if I make a choice and I go after it, that I would be making a mistake and then I would regret it later. And I don't know how many of you can relate to that, but that was really what my challenge was when I was trying to figure things out on my own. And so she helped me get past that, get through that, and a lot of other things. And we cleared away, I was looking at 5 different career options, and we actually, one by one, created a project plan around them, which I will talk to you about later. And I got super clear about all of them, and then I was able to decide from a more clear perspective and educated decision on which career path I wanted to take. It ended up being that I was even looking at coaching as a career. She told me, she said, why don't you consider coaching? Because it fits all the conditions of satisfaction. You like to help people, you want to have your own job, you want to have the flexibility of where you work, here as I am, get to travel, I have all kinds of different places that I can go. And it just had a lot of perks to me. And so I thought about it, and then I decided, I said, yeah, you know what? I really do see myself being happy in that. So I decided to take the coach training program, which was a year-long program in San Diego, fabulous program. And after 220 hours of training and coaching, because they coached me to clear away more of my stuff and my crap. You figure, a lifetime of stuff, a year is sufficient to clear away all that stuff. And so I came out and I started coaching, and this is my passion, and this is why I do what I do, and I love it. And so I'm hoping that, after today, you'll be able to understand some of the things that I do for my clients and how I work. You know, that big lesson for me with the coaching and the challenge that I had during my journey was to understand the value of having a clear plan and having a clear objective and knowing my resources. At that time, I was in such fear mode that I couldn't see clearly, and I wasn't able to seek out the resources. And they say that, you know, when the student is ready, you know, the teacher appears. And I think that's really what happened to me. I really feel that that situation there was what happened. So let's go ahead and jump right into the content. I want to talk to you about, first of all, you know, the things that I feel that, you know, are sometimes a lot of creative visionaries and entrepreneurs can get stuck on are, you know, the mindset. And so I believe that if you master the mindset, you master life. So, you know, I had, for example, a client of mine that he wasn't earning the income that he wanted. And so he came to me to hire me as his success coach and sales coach. And so he had an old money pattern. We discovered that he was thinking, you know, back when he was growing up and the way he was raised, you know, his mother was always worried and, you know, thinking that the shoe was going to drop, you know, like all the success came and then all of a sudden he'd lose it and then, you know, gain it again and then lose it again. And it just kept going into. And so we cleared away a lot of those things. And one of the things that he was able to do was to get past that mindset. And so one of the tools and one of the things that I want to share with you is a tool that'll help with that. And for this client of mine, once we cleared away his mind and he was able to master his mindset, literally, he went from earning $4,000 a month income in his business to over 6 figures. And we worked together for about 8 months. So I would love that for you. So, you know, today is just going to be a little, you know, sliver. Of course, it's not going to change your life, but I'm hoping that you can get some value out of this tool that I'm going to give you. And so it's called NRG, which stands for Notice, Release, Generate. And you're welcome to write this down. Notice is when you first begin to notice, and sometimes, you know, I believe that awareness gives you the opportunity to choose, and choosing also your thoughts, because your thoughts, it's a choice. You choose what thoughts you want to bring into your mind. And, you know, when you think about it, of all the years of habits and patterns that we acquire, you know, you pick up patterns and it's long standing. And, you know, if you remember when you first learned how to tie your shoelace and you had to really put a conscious, you know, thought into turning the loops and tying your shoelace when you first learned, you had to be really focused and really present to that, right? And then over time, the more you practice, the better you became at tying your shoelace. And the next thing you know, you're an adult and you just don't even think about it. There's no energy, there's no thought to it anymore, because that has become a subconscious thing for you now. And that's the same with thinking about how we're worried every day, or we're frustrated, or we have anxiety, or if we're lost, or we're confused about something, or we lack focus and clarity. Those are all also subconscious right now in your mind. And so this exercise is to allow you to notice. So awareness, again, is the key. So begin to first notice, because that's going to bring the thought from the subconscious to the conscious level. And then once you do that, once you're aware, it's like the third party observer, you're starting to begin to be aware of that thought is happening. I invite you to not judge it or beat yourself up for it. You know, it just is. You know, it's like, oh, wow, you know, just recognizing that this has been a pattern of thinking. And now you're ready to change that. So you notice when you first start beginning to, you know, pay attention to yourself and self-talk and maybe even talking to others too. Just, you know, be really observant of your own language and your own talk. The second part is release. And before you release it though, once you have recognized that it's there and you're aware of it, you want to allow yourself to release it, because again, it's a choice for you to hold on to that thought. You know, and again, thought is just an energy. Just like we make a decision to do something, we make a decision to be something. So let that thought go. And the best way to let that thought go, sometimes we want to really hold on because we want to control the situation, seeing change. We don't want to let go of that negative thought. But the best way to actually allow yourself to let go is to ask a question that's going to trigger your mind, like a trick question. So asking yourself, is this coming from my ego or fear? Or is it coming from my highest power? Obviously, you know the answer. It's like, you know that it's coming from fear when you have a negative thought. You know, or is this coming from, you know, or is this serving me? You know, by me, and you recognize it. Sometimes you know when you're thinking bad thoughts, and then you're just still doing it anyways, because we want to be stubborn sometimes. So you know it's not serving you. And again, recognize that you have a choice in that. You can either choose to continue to think negatively or not. You can go a different path and maybe a whole new possibility for you. So at that moment, when you recognize that it's not serving you, choose to create a breakthrough for yourself by letting go of that thought and releasing it. And when you do release it and let it go, then you want to generate, this is the G, you want to generate a new empowering thought that's going to allow for a new outcome. Because everything we are being, everything that we are thinking is what dictates what we do, drives what we do, and then that results into the outcomes that we get. So you want to change the way you're thinking, because that's going to also shift the way you're doing things, and then allowing for new possibilities to come your way. So let me just run this exercise through you. If you have any questions, please, since I don't know, again, who's on here, I have my email open, and it's coachminawatkins@gmail.com. I invite you to send me your questions. If you have anything that you want, you want clarity on, you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and put on the subject title Hangout, so that I know to look at the emails. I don't go look at emails while I'm doing the Hangout. So anyways, let's just run through the NRGs. First, think about, I bet you right now, you're probably already thinking, there's all these thoughts going through your head. You're probably already thinking about what to do after this Hangout. Maybe you might have a concern on your mind. Maybe you're worried about something. Maybe you're afraid about something. You're hesitant about something. Or maybe you're just not liking something, and you're really feeling the negative energy that's coming your way. Whatever that is for you, I invite you to just watch and notice it right now. And as you notice that thought coming to your head, or just being aware that it is there. I'm going to ask you a question. By you holding on to this thought, how is it serving you in what you want to achieve in your life? And if you obviously know the answer, it's not serving you, then I invite you to release it. For some people, it's easier to just take a breath and imagine that as they're exhaling, the thought is being released. So just say, I choose to let go of this thought that doesn't serve me. And once you let go, now you have a clean slate and you can generate a new thought. So instead of the thought that you just had, what would be a more empowering place to come from? A way to be that would support your goal and what you want to achieve. So this is kind of a trick question. Some people may not understand this, and I'm going to explain that, what I'm saying is, you know, a place to come from, a way to be. An example of that could be, I want to be at peace. I want to, you know, have clarity. I want to be in my power. I want to, you know, so what is that way of being that's going to support you? Because obviously, you know, coming from that negative place is not serving you, and it creates even more emotions and frustration for you. So letting that go and replacing it with another thought. When you have that thought and you generated that new thought and say, you know, and not say beginning with, you know, I want, but just do a little playing into that role of being that. So start with I am. You know, I am a confident person. I am a happy person. I am, you know, just happy, and or I am power. I am my power. I can own I own my own power, and I know I can do this. You know, would be something that you could probably say. So that's the energy exercise. And again, you know, this is kind of probably the process that I just want to tell you again. It's just, we're going over really briefly. But this is part of that, you know, for some of you, if you feel that you need more support around really creating those breakthroughs around your mindset, you know, I'm going to share with you how you can work with me, and we can work together on that at the end of this talk. And because this is what I do, you know, clear away that mindset and putting yourself in that success mindset. Because even successful people have a certain mindset, which I've actually also observed and interviewed a lot of very successful people, and they have just a different mentality, very, very different mentality. They are so succinct and so intentional about where they put their focus and time on. And so I can teach you, you know, those success traits, and be able to get you in that better place so that you can be really in your power. So again, I can't see who's here to check in with them, see if maybe that, you know, what happened with the energy, and if you guys had, you know, any ahas or anything like that happen, or maybe you felt a sense of relief. But I'm going to just trust that you had something there and it was valuable to you. So I invite you to, and I encourage you to use this energy exercise, you know, throughout the day, every day. Just every day, make it a practice. The more you practice this, the better you become at catching yourself and then quickly jumping back on track, and not getting derailed for long periods of time. So it's the goal is to, you know, bring that gap and bring that gap smaller so that you're not thrown off your game. So anyways, the next thing that I want to share with you is that, you know, a lot of creative visionaries and entrepreneurs can get really stuck. And what I mean by that is you know, probably have, you know, maybe some plans, and you just, you know, probably wasn't able to accomplish the things that you wanted to in your day. Let's say, for example, your to-do list. You know, I'm going to show you another strategy around that, so that you're clear and you're not frustrated, because a lot of times, you know, I get it, you know, at the end of the day, you think you didn't accomplish what you needed to accomplish, and that can be frustrating. And so, you know, one of my clients actually, let me give you an example. She used to work for a large hospital. You know, I can mention the name and you guys would know who they are. She is a licensed nutritionist, and she worked full-time for them for definitely not worth her pay, because it was salaried. And she had the largest workload too out of all of her colleagues. Like, she took on the most challenging cases of people with health issues, and she was able to turn them back around. You know, she's amazing. She's amazing at what she does. And people specifically requested her, people coming back, they wanted to work with her. And she was really, really good. But she knew that, you know, in order for her to, you know, be in a better place in her life, she knew that she had to leave that hospital, that large network, and venture off on her own and start her own consulting practice. So she came to me to help her with that. And we created a project plan for her, so that she knows exactly her objectives, she knows her milestones, she knows her action steps that are following. and really just, create this whole plan around what she's going to set out to do. So she's was wanting to start writing and write her book, and start with products and programs and services and affiliates. And so it was a lot of fun because we got to get her to be able to have that plan. However, she was finding herself getting stuck and not accomplishing a lot in the day. And so what we did was we created a strategy for her to be able to get the things that she needed to get accomplished. And then she ended up writing her book. It's called How to Actually Lower Your Cholesterol. It's a really, really great book. And then she also started consulting and writing for other companies, like nutrition sites and companies. And they paid her to write the blog posts and articles. So she got to a point where she was able to leave her hospital job, her salary job, because her consulting practice was giving her the income that that would cover her salary. And then she ended up making more money. And so she's doing awesome. It's so great to be able to be a part of that process. And so the tool that I want to share with you is, if you find yourself stuck in a plan that you're trying to get something accomplished, I know that to-do lists half the time they don't work, because what do you end up doing? I don't know about you, but for me, I end up writing like 20 things listed down on my list, and I'm like, then I look at this piece of paper and I'm like, holy crap, and they become overwhelmed. Like, oh gosh, this is like a mountain. I don't know if I can accomplish this. So it doesn't help to really empower you. So what I suggest is, it's called 7 to Heaven. And so that means that if you accomplish these 7, you'll go to heaven. Literally. No, I'm kidding. But here's the thing. You take that number one priority that has to get done in that day. Like it's like, let's say it's that one call you need to make that gives you that one big account that brings in extra revenue for you, or whatever that priority is. Make that number one. So you're going to write a list and list 7 items, priority items, in the order of importance. So number 1 is going to be the most important, then number 2 is next, and 3, and so on. Then when you have your 7, then underneath that, create 2 different columns. One of them is going to be your to-dos and your errands, and the other one is going to be your phone calls and emails. And I know a lot of us, we can get really inundated with all the emails and the phone calls that we have to respond to. So, and yet those don't really actually move us forward sometimes. Some of them are. I mean, of course, emails, to clients or customers, absolutely our priority. But the other things that, just responding and answering questions to people, can really suck up our time and take up our time. And then the next thing we know, it's the end of the day and we didn't get to accomplish what we needed to. That was more important. That was an income generating activity. So the 7 to Heaven is going to be geared towards income generating activities that you have to do. That's number 1 priority, and then 2 and 3 and so on. And then the other 2 columns are going to be your to-dos, your errands, like picking up the kids, going to the dry cleaner, going to the store, things like that. And so when you have your list in the morning, you write this down, then you start going and accomplishing priority number 1. If you get stuck and if you can't get it done, let's say there's some resistance, because I know that sometimes we have these emotions attached to certain things, and we find resistance. It's like, oh, maybe there might be a fear, really hesitant to get on the phone with that person, but sometimes you spend more time actually thinking about it than to actually do it. So take that opportunity to just get it done and make that number 1 priority first thing to take off your plate in the day. If you find you're still stuck and your day is going by, then go to the bottom and pick one of the to-dos or the phone calls or the emails and cross that off your list. Get that done, just so you can take your mind away from it, and then make a commitment and go back to that priority item and get that done until you get it done and cross it off. If you're still stuck, then go to item number 2 on the priority list. And get that done. And again, if you get stuck, you repeat this process. Go to the to-do list or go to the phone calls or emails, get one of those done, cross it off, and then go back up to the top of the list and work your way down. So I find that this is probably the most effective and efficient way to get things done and feel like, okay, you know, sometimes you get blocked and then you have to just make a decision to just get it done and move on. But at least if you go back to those little menial tasks, you feel like you're getting some things accomplished. So you're feeling a little better about yourself and you're not getting stuck there. So I hope this helps you. You know, again, this is part of this process that you know, I really do hope that a lot of times it just comes back to just making sure that we're not allowing ourselves to get caught up in the negative thoughts that hold us back. And so I'd love to check in with you. And yet I can't. So, but if you could just do me a favor, in the email invitation, if you received one to come here on this Hangout, there is actually a comment box in that email, and you can actually type in your comments right into that. So if you can do that, please, and just, you know, put in a little, just say something, just say hello, hi, I'm here. You know, just let me know that you're here, and I appreciate that, and just, you know, check in with me. So the next thing, the third concept that I want to share with you is when I find that creative visionaries and entrepreneurs are not getting the results that they want, usually that points to not having the right resources and clarity of what to do next. So, for example, I had a client that he is a fireman, and he's actually on his process of going after his writing career because he's actually got great talent in writing. So he is studying and taking courses at the university to strengthen his skill and learn the techniques, because he's going to start, you know, writing. And so he actually is in the process of doing that. And what's interesting is he wants to be a screenwriter. And what ended up happening is, because he started taking the actual steps to go after his dream of being a writer, a screenwriter, one of his instructors took note of his really good writing. He has, it's like, you know, she was really, really impressed with his writing. And so she took him aside and she actually talked to him about it. And she said, you know, I could mentor you, and I could help you in this. And wow, like, you know, that is right there an excellent resource. Sometimes when you just have to really just start moving forward in order for those opportunities to come your way. If you don't take the step, if you don't take that first step, you're going to miss out on those opportunities. And that's when you don't get the results. So, you know, take that first step and be you know, courageous about it, and just go for it. And you never know what that next door is going to be that's going to open up for you. And so what he did was he ended up actually like feeling inspired about the whole thing, and he started making a list of all the people, places, and things. And that's one of the resources in that project plan that I teach people and I walk them through. It's actually only 7 steps, by the way. It's not like this really long-winded, you know, system that's 7, 8, 10 pages, and then you finally have a plan. No. If it's not simple, I don't do it. So, and that's what I teach my clients, to be efficient about this. And so make a list of the people, places, and things. So those are going to be your resources. So here's the next tool or strategy that I encourage you to do, is to write down all the people, places, and things that you think that mightn't, even if it's questionable, still write down that name or that thing that you think is going to support you in your objective of what you want to accomplish. And then you start going down the list being proactive and starting to contact these people, contact them, or even taking a look at the resources. There's a lot of resources even on the web. Like there's association websites, organizations, discussion boards. You can find a lot of great information and make connections there. So there's a lot of different ways. And when I say resources, I love to brainstorm with my clients and come up with a lot of resources that are actually no cost at all, or very little cost. And there's so many resources out there. Like if you need a graphic designer, for example, to do a logo for you, and you just don't have the budget right now, let's say you're starting out, you can go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and you can find a ton of graphic designers that will create a logo for you for $5. It's that simple, that easy. You got to seek it out, or you have to just be open to allowing those resources to come to you. Sometimes it's just a mental thought to make, and then all of a sudden those resources will come your way. You might see an ad on, YouTube or something for Fiverr, and then all of a sudden, oh, wow, okay, start looking at it, and then you can see that that's gonna be a great resource for you. So that's, my tool, and I want to just, again, let you know that you got to just make a list of those items. Even if you think that they're not going to help you, that's okay, just write it down anyways. So if you want to, look at this and see that it's really simple and doesn't have to be so challenging, somebody just chimed in, Bruno Chapaton, he said, love the screenwriter experience. Yeah, going back to that again, I think it's just all about just being open and to allowing, the universe to bring you what you're looking for. If you're afraid, if you're shut and you're confused, or you're overwhelmed, or you're frustrated, the more you focus on that, the less you're going to have the chance of actually seeing something change in your life. I can't stress on that important fact. It really is. It's just, in my experience, again, and in my clients' experiences, I see this happening over and over again. When you're open, that's when miracles happen. So here's the thing. I hope you got value out of these 3 concepts that I shared with you. And I just to recap and summarize, the first one is the NRG, notice, release, and generate, to clear away the negative thoughts and replace it with some generating new thoughts that are going to empower you. And then the 7 to heaven, when you're stuck on your to-do list, don't overwhelm yourself. Make it simple. You don't have to put 20 things on your list. Just do the system that I shared with you, 7 to heaven, and get those done. And then at the end of the day, ask yourself, by you accomplishing this, how satisfied will you be? Even if you just did the number 1 thing, the first one, and you didn't get to anything else because that number 1 was so huge, that brought you in like, thousands of dollars of revenue or something. Wouldn't you sleep better at night? I know I would. And so, and also not beat yourself up if you don't finish everything. Celebrate your wins and accomplish, things, and not get so caught up on what you didn't do, but celebrate what you do. So, anyways, the third thing, writing down your resources and just brainstorm on all those things that you think could help you, because you'd be surprised. You never know where they come from. Oh, by the way, back to that screenwriter. I forgot to tell you the other thing. When he did make that list, after his instructor approached him, he actually, from a friend, made a connection to a screenwriter, Hollywood screenwriter, that has written some, and I don't want to give away the names of the shows. Well, I guess I could. Sons of Anarchy. Anyways, so this person now came into my client's life, and they had lunch together, and they hit it off really well. And now this guy is helping my client, and I think it's fabulous. I think it's just like, wow, imagine, like, I don't know about you, but these kind of things happen to me, and I don't think it's an accident. I really don't. So anyways, off my soapbox. So you know, now that I've shared everything with you, I really do hope that you do utilize these strategies. And again, please email me and let me know how you're doing with them. You know, I'd love to hear some feedback. Just check in with me. My email is coachminawatkins@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email. Tell me thumbs up or down or whatever. You know, I'm not attached to the just, you know, I'd love to hear from you. And so now I want to just, for those that are interested in, if you think of, you know, the opportunity and maybe perhaps seeing how the planning can be really, really important. Like I said, the project plan that I have is only 7 steps. And if we were to work together, we would be going through to identify your objective if you're not clear about it already. And then we will also identify when you want to accomplish this goal, and then look at the milestones, and every milestone that you need all the way up to that date, we will get that for you. And we will have all of them laid out for you, plus the action items that are going to be going to support you to accomplish each of the milestones. And then taking a look at the resources. I love brainstorming. I have a lot. I love sharing ideas of all these. That's my thing. I am one of those creative visionaries. I always think out of the box. And so I'd love to brainstorm with you, and you can lean on me if you want to get some new, fresh ideas on some resources that's going to help you to achieve your goal. And then also, you know, let's evaluate your skills and see what's missing and fill in the gaps for you. And, you know, it could be leadership skills, sales skills, management, whatever. Just, you know, we can work on those. And then the other piece of this is actually rewards. I'm really, really big on that. And then also the vision. I feel that it's really, really important to have your vision in place. And I can show you my technique on how to create your vision when you do, because I can tell you right now, the clients that do write their vision, they hit their goals. The ones that don't, for whatever reason, either don't reach their goals, or it just takes them a lot longer to get there. There's something about writing it down than to having it in your head. I understand a lot of us have it in our heads and we can recall it right now if we want to, every little detail. I get that. But writing it down does something else to the process and your journey. So let me actually just share with you one of my visions, just so you can get an idea, to be really, really specific. So I'm going to add this as a 4th thing, strategy, I guess you could call it, as a bonus for you to do if you'd like, if you choose to. This was on a health and fitness objective that I had. And my objective was, I will be the fittest I have ever been. I will bring back my high fitness level and lose 7 pounds. So as you can see, it was very clear what I was going to set out to accomplish. So here's my vision. I'm going to read it to you. It is October 1st, and I'm so proud of myself for losing the weight. I feel and look great. I bought a new wardrobe and I look fantastic. People around me have noticed a huge improvement in the way I look and how I'm being. I can work out hard for over an hour and still be energized afterwards. My muscles and body are very firm and toned, and I have an abundance of energy, and I get up in the morning energized. I don't need coffee to start the day because I'm eating well, I'm eating healthy, and getting enough sleep. My strength and flexibility is phenomenal. Everything is working like clockwork. My heart rate is healthy, and I no longer, it no longer beats fast when I work out. And my endurance is the highest it has ever been. My whole body feels like $1,000,000 bucks. So the key here to this vision is to actually feel like as if you already accomplished that goal. That's what this vision is about. Is to really get into the juicy, fun, you know, stuff that you're gonna like imagine yourself being in. And then you know, once you have that, and then we work on the other part of it is the rewards, and I can show you that too as well, because it's so important to reward yourself. And your actual accomplishing your objective is not your reward. It is separate from that, because the reward will actually encourage you and motivate you to keep moving forward. So that's what that is, and the whole, you know, basis under this project design that I have is really about, you know, it's going to simplify things for you that you need to get done without having to work hard at it. You know, a lot of times people get stopped and they don't create a plan because it can just take too long. So I like to, again, keep it simple and keep it well planned out. And so you have everything that you need, all the components. And the cool thing is that you can use this system over and over again in any area. Like I just shared with you my fitness and health goal. But I've been using this. I've been using this system in all areas of my life, for my business, for my relationship, for my health, for you know, maybe even accomplishing a silly goal, like even sub goals in my business too. Like I created one for my radio show, you know, and I said, okay, step by step, this is what I need to do to create my radio show. And, you know, this is a milestone, this is when I want to get it done. And I actually, I hit that target before the date that I set out for myself. I got it done before that. So it was really cool. I mean, again, it works every time. And when my clients use it too, it's worked for them. So I would love the same for you. And you get to, you know, be able to move confidently and have your energy and your focus where it needs to be, so that you're not getting stuck. So you're not, you know, constantly going all over the place. And I don't know about you, but a lot of people, you know, tend to have that shiny object syndrome. And this will help you to stay focused and to be able to just, you know, have the actual step-by-steps that you need to be able to get your goals done. So, you know, today is my birthday, and as my gift, I want to give my as my birthday gift, I want to give to you, which makes me happy, is a special offer. This project design is as my way of celebrating and giving you this offer. So it's actually an hour to create the project plan. And so 1 hour session to create the project plan, and then you'll receive a 15-minute follow-up call. Now this is not, it's not going to be a pitch call. This is really about, you know, answering your questions, laser coaching you if you need, if you get stuck, and just checking in with you to see how you're doing with your project plan. So what we do is in the first hour, we create that project plan together, and then we follow it up with a 15-minute call. Now, if you're interested in working with me further, then we can stay on after the 15-minute call, and we can talk about that and see what your options are. But this product here, I've actually made it exclusively again for my birthday. It's a special offer that I, you know, don't do, and also I just want to let you know that this is much lower in cost than my normal rates for my programs and packages. This is actually worth $390. And I'm also going to give you a bonus of an additional 30 minutes coaching session in addition to that. And you can use that 30 minutes to have me coach you past your fears or your obstacles, to help brainstorm. Whatever it is, it's your agenda, it's your session, and I'm here to support you. So all of this included is $175. Which is really, really cheap, significantly, like over 60%. I don't even know. I didn't do the percentage math. So don't take my word for it, but figure out, calculate, you know, it's worth $390, and it's, you can get this for $175. So it would be phenomenal to work with you. It would be an honor and my pleasure to support you, to get you in a better place. And you can go to coachminawatkins.com /birthday to get this special, amazing offer. And I want to also can I just be real? I'm going to be really honest with you. I know there's a lot of coaches out there, and everybody has a different system and it has a different formula, and I get that. And I'm not stepping over anybody. I respect them, and I actually have coaches myself. I hire coaches, and I have more than one coach at any given time. And my life wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for having these coaches, because every single coach that I've had, I learned something new. I learned something different. And so I'm hoping that, we could work together and, see what could be done here, for you and your situation. Because I'm all for results. I'm all for getting things done, and also to have it fun. People that know me can confirm that, it's about finding that true satisfaction, the fulfillment, and being able to know that you're supported. So it would be an honor to provide that to you. So again, it's coachminawatkins.com /birthday to get this special offer. I'm only going to have it up for 2 days. So that means you get it now. After Friday, I'm going to take it down. It's not going to be available. So you have 2 days. I highly, highly encourage you to do it today so that we can get started right away and get you on the right track quickly. And if you're also the kind of person that wants accountability, again, we can talk about that. Feel free to email me, coachminawatkins@gmail.com, if you're interested in additional support along the way. Like if you want to create the project design with me on this program, on this offer here for this price. And then we can talk about, how we can support you to implement that project design to be able to get you in that, achieve that goal. So I hope you got a lot of value out of this, and it was a pleasure, and I appreciate that you guys are here. So if you're serious and you're ready to take action, I encourage you to do it now. And have a fabulous, fabulous Wednesday, everybody. And we will hopefully see you again soon. I'll see you pretty soon. Thank you. Bye.